يا ربي لك الحمد حتى ترضى ولك الحمد إذا ما رضيت ولك الحمد بعد الرضا ولك الحمد أبدا أبدا أبدا. والحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. والحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبره تكبيرا. والحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. والحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. فصلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. ثم أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يقول سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار والفلك التي تجري في البحر بما ينفع الناس وما أنزل الله من السماء من ماء فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وبث فيها من كل دابة وتصريف الرياح والسحاب المسخر بين السماء والأرض لآيات لقوم يعقلون. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله. آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. آمين يا رب العالمين. In today's khutbah, I'd like to share with you obviously a lesson from the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, but also an appreciation of how beautifully Allah Azza wa Jal constructs an argument. How Allah Azza wa Jal makes a point and how beautifully He articulates His point. How one thing leads into another. So we can understand what Allah Azza wa Jal is saying in the most profound kind of way. Allah Azza wa Jal in this passage that I've chosen, He begins, or this selection at least, it begins with an ayah that deals with the creation around us. And Allah Azza wa Jal highlights it. Inna fi khalqi samawat wal ard. Certainly, especially in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the succession and the alternation between night and day, واختلاف الليل والنهار, والفلك التي تجري بالبحر بما ينفع الناس, and the ships that sail in the ocean, that by which people are benefited. And then والسحاب المسخر بين السماء والأرض وبث فيها من كل دابة. First of all, that He spread out on the land all kinds of beasts, all kinds of animals, all kinds of creatures. And then He speaks of the winds that flow and they move in different directions. وتصريف الرياح. And then He speaks of the clouds that are hanging in the middle of the sky and the earth. والسحاب المسخر بين السماء والأرض. In all of that, there is la'ayatin, there are miraculous signs, there are things for us to reflect upon, things that lead to a certain conclusion. And He adds a condition, a disclaimer at the end, subhanahu wa ta'ala, لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ. For a people that seek to understand, that apply their intellect, that use their aql, basically. And you know, all of us, alhamdulillah, we're educated in one way or the other. We are skilled in our fields, we apply our intellect all the time. We're thinking all the time, whether we're thinking about money or we're thinking about our job or business or whatever, or studies, we're always using our intellect. But Allah Azza wa Jal in this ayah is telling us to channel our intellect, our ability to think and analyze, and actually take some time away from business, some time away from all the other things that we think about, and just think about the sky. Just think about the earth. Just think about the creatures that walk the earth, and how profound a gift they are from Allah Azza wa Jal. And so the first thing, the argument that is constructed here for the recognition and appreciation of Allah is that we reflect and we think. And thinking is obviously an intellectual exercise. It's something you do in your mind. And the next ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal switches gear. He changes the subject from thinking to something else. And He says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. Among the people, even among the people, there are some who take besides Allah, they take competitors besides Allah, loving them as they should be loving Allah. The first ayah was about thinking, and the next ayah is about loving Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Because when somebody reflects and truly thinks about what they're doing in life, you and I, we think about our children all the time. We think about our savings, about payments we have to make at the end of every month. We think about promotion at work or how to expand the business. We think about these things. But when Allah channels our thinking and makes us think about bigger things, why am I here? What is success? Is success that I make more money, or is success something else? What is good for my family? That I buy them more things, or is there something else that will make them successful? What am I trying to save myself from? Where is my life headed? What am I going to do? What legacy am I going to leave behind that will be a successful legacy, as opposed to a legacy of failure? When we think about these bigger things and we reflect, we realize that Allah Azza wa Jal has gifted us with the blessing of Iman, with the blessing of getting to know Him and the guidance that He gave to us with which we can channel our life in a better direction, in a direction that actually leads to the proper success. And so once you know Allah intellectually, the natural consequence is you must love Allah. Knowing Allah leads to loving Allah, if you truly know Allah Azza wa Jal. There are people you will find in other faiths that complain about God. Why is God doing this to me? Why is this happening to me? Why did God make me get into an accident? Why did God make me lose my son or my daughter or my father or my mother? They question Allah. That is because they don't truly know Allah yet. If they truly knew Allah, there would be no questioning of Allah Azza wa Jal. There would only be love and tawakkul in Allah Azza wa Jal. So He speaks of people that set partners besides Allah, competitors besides Allah. But this is not competitors in ibadah. This is very interesting in the next ayah, which is an ayah about shirk, really. Allah did not talk about people who pray to others besides Allah. He talked about people who love others besides Allah. Who love others besides Allah. يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. They love them as though they should be loving Allah. This is a very particular brand of shirk. The shirk, the association in the love of Allah. All of us have love of things. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love myself to a great extent. We beautify ourselves. It's an expression of a love we have for ourselves. We love our cars. We customize them the way we want. We love our homes. We get matching furniture with the curtains and the carpet because we love our homes. These are expressions of our love. But Allah Azza wa Jalla is taking all of the things that we love and putting them on one side of the scale, as He does in Surah At-Tawbah. And at the end of that scale, which is not the core subject of today's discussion, He says, أَحَبُّ إِلَيْكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَجِهَادٍ فِي سَبِيلِهِ. If all of those things that you love are more beloved to you than Allah, His Messenger, and struggling in His path, then you just have to wait. فَتَرَبَّصُوا حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ, until Allah comes with His decision. So this is a very particular brand of shirk that people have sometimes in their hearts, even though they pray to Allah, even though they believe in Allah, even though they go and make hajj to Allah's house, even though they're here for every Friday prayer, but they may be doing shirk not in ibadah, but in love to Allah. They may love something else more. And so today, as we read the following arguments and the ayat that follow this, we will begin to understand how practically you and I can gauge for ourselves who we truly love. Practically in our lives, is this shirk present in my life or no? So Allah Azza wa Jalla, in the end of this ayah, there's great anger. Because He subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَلَوْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا إِذْ يَرَوْنَ الْعَذَابَ. The people who truly have iman, He says, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. They are intense. They're incredibly severe, strong in their love for Allah. They have a passionate, burning love for Allah. And then He speaks about the people who don't. And He doesn't call them people who don't love Allah. Rather, He says those who committed dhulm. What's going to happen? Just imagine when those people that committed this injustice, this wrongdoing, when they're going to be looking at the punishment. إِذْ يَرَوْنَ الْعَذَابَ. Now why didn't he say, وَلَوْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا? How come he said, those who commit dhulm, those who do wrong are going to see the punishment? The ayah is talking about shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal.